guys, welcome back to my channel. Thank you so much for joining me and watching my Christmas card series. Today we're going to be creating this Christmas card with some antlers and a little floral arrangement in the center, and I'm going to make this super simple for you. I'm actually going to include a sketch of the antlers below so that you can simply trace them. Just click the link to get it. You can trace them onto your card, hold it up to a window and trace it, or use carbon paper to do the same thing. And all of the tools and supplies, as always, are listed below. So please check them out and give this video a big thumbs up if you enjoy it. Also, be sure to tag me on Instagram if you do recreate any of my watercolor paintings. I love seeing your work. So let's get into it.
So to start off, you're going to want to trace the antlers onto your card using a pencil, and then you're going to take some crimson paint. I'm using a number 6 round pointed brush here, and by just doing short brush strokes, you're going to create the petals for the flowers and then dab in a little bit of burnt umber to add some darkness. If you watch the holiday card number 1 tutorial, these flowers and spruce leaves and everything are the exact same idea. I'm just placing them differently on this card. So by using the very tip of the brush with a light pressure, you're going to want to create the stem, and then you're just going to want to do fine little brush strokes outwards to create the leafy effects. So just continue doing this, making a cluster of flowers and greenery, and fill in that space in between and underneath the antlers. Just like in the first tutorial, you're also going to want to alternate your green shades, add bits of blue, add bits of yellow, just to create a little bit of contrast and create different tones. Now I'm going to use a raw umber and some water, and I'm just going to very lightly just fill in the antlers. This is just going to be the base coat. We're going to add more color and a bit more detail to this afterwards. So just fill these in and try to stay within the lines. Now taking raw umber, I'm going to add some shadow details. So just along some of the tops of the antler pieces, you're going to want to create little dark areas, just as I've done here. Once that layer completely dries, you're going to go over it once again with burnt umber. And this time I'm creating longer, sort of rougher strokes with my brush so that I get some of the texture in the antlers themselves so that you can see the actual brush strokes. And I'm just doing that lightly all the way over the antlers, making sure to follow the curves of the antlers themselves and darkening that piece at the very top that sort of sits behind the antlers in the foreground, if that makes sense. Now with my eraser, I am taking it and erasing all of those pencil lines. Again, making sure that everything is totally dry before you do this so you don't smudge anything. So now that that's totally dry, I can go in with some greenery again and sort of layer that on top of the antlers themselves. So I'm just going to continue adding in some stems and some of these little berry bits just to fill in some of the white space. And when you're happy with how it looks, make sure it's totally dry. I'm using a hair dryer here because that's just my preferred method of drying. And then I'm taking a white gel pen and I'm just adding little bits of highlight detail on some of the berries and the flowers and twigs. took a ruler here and I just kind of made some guidelines of where I wanted to write Merry Christmas. And again, doing this in pencil because I don't want to mess up when I finally do it in pen. So I'm just kind of trying to get the positioning correct here, and then I go over it with my Tombow drawing pen. And once that's done and dry, I can erase the pencil lines. So here's the final card. I'm really happy with how this one turned out. I hope that you guys liked it too. If you did, please give it a big thumbs up. It really does help me out, and I can't wait to see you in the next one.